Sellers, speech language pathologist and owner and operator of Speech, Language, and Beyond. It is April 28th, 2017. It's a Friday. It's about 12:30 in the afternoon, and I'm here, of course, in Americus, Georgia. So I'm actually sitting in my car because I finished up all of my appointments this morning, and I'm in the area a little bit later than what I'm normally the time that I'm normally here. I'm normally already back home and back in Albany and going on with the rest of my day, but today was kind of different because initially at Sumter County Head Start, I had about initially 4 referrals there, and then I had one other referral that was in Unadilla. And of course, I told you I was waiting to start with all of those children until authorizations had gone through, and until some of my children that I had out there. One of them were a kid that I tested for disability, and I have to wait until they're clear out of their system before I can touch them. So all of that has pretty much happened. So where I was seeing 2 children and getting in and out, I saw 4 kids this morning. And where I was normally getting here at about 9 or 8:45, I was a little bit late getting in the area more than I wanted to be, and I ended up probably getting on the road to here at about 8:30, and it takes about 45-50 minutes for me to get in the area. And so by the time I pulled into the daycare or the Head Start to get started, it was about 9:30. So I had to kind of split my time up in order to not run into some of the children's outside time and their lunch time. I made each session about 20 minutes rather than 30 minutes, and I went from, I think, 9:30 to 9:50, 9:50 till about 10:10, 10:20, 10:20 till about 10:50, and then from 10:50 to about 11:10, 11:20, something in there. And so I just kept my sessions back to back. All the sessions went really well today. The children are responding really well to the therapy, and I went ahead and took a break for lunch. I've probably been on lunch for about 11:30. Since about 11:30, but I have a meeting at 1 o'clock because I have a set of twins that I'll be seeing in this area. I think their intake date won't be until August for whatever reason, but they're having a meeting today to go ahead and get set up. I think because August is when they'll start, because I don't really know if I'm hoping they're open during the summer. I'm not quite sure, but I think in the fall, that's when the new sets of children come in, and then the other ones that are not going to be there are going to go out. So maybe they don't really have enough room right now to put those children in a spot until fall comes in, and the other kids that are exiting or maybe going to kindergarten or something like that, they're coming out. But they will actually be here in the fall for me to work with them. And so the service coordinator just kind of wanted me to sit in on the meeting, familiarize myself with the family. I was supposed to have another meeting today around 12. I should have been in the meeting now. I decided to take one in-home person, simply because communicating with the service coordinator, the parent is very concerned that the child may be showing signs of apraxia. Apraxia, I typically don't like to see kids get that diagnosis until they're like 3 years old, just to give them enough time to check the signs to make sure they're consistent. But she's adamant that's what it is. Parents are very concerned. So I was supposed to go there today and do an eval, introduce myself to the mom, and start seeing that person in the home the following week. But something happened in the family where I couldn't go, so that meeting was canceled. But I also have another child that I'm going to evaluate today after this 1 o'clock meeting at 2 o'clock. So I'm going to be at the 1 o'clock meeting from maybe 1 to 1:30, and then I'm going to leave at 1:30, travel on my way out, and go see another child. Now this is the deal with the child that I'm actually seeing at at 2 o'clock. Now this was a private referral, but it was from a doctor's office in this area, in the Americus, Georgia area. When I looked at the child's age, they would be turning 3 in August. When I talked to the mom and asked her, exactly what she felt was going on, it was like, articulation errors, not really using a lot of words, not yet putting sentences together. Asked her, okay, well, prior to now, have you tried to get the child into services, anything like that? She really hasn't had an opportunity, because of how situations played out, to get the child the services that they needed. So I'm like this. America's Albany, that's about a 45-minute, 50-minute, hour drive, depending on where you're coming from. And a lot of times I will always get the parents for the eval, but I'm having a hard time maintaining that population in my Albany office, because over time it just becomes too much for parents to find that time to travel for an hour, take an hour to get there, then it's 30 minutes for the eval, taking an hour almost to get back. It's a lot. So I didn't want to lose that client to that situation. So what I did was I took that client, going to evaluate them. I'm going to turn them around and put them in the early intervention program, so that way I can see them at their daycare. And I can do that without that, but I would prefer them to be in Babies Can't Wait, because look, this child is just to the point where they've just begun early intervention services. Well, they're about to be 3. So the time they would have had between maybe 1 or right at 24 months to get services, they haven't had anything. We don't know how long that's going to last, or how quickly the child will actually get over whatever it is they have going on language wise that they're not doing. So why not go ahead, put them in Babies Can't Wait, go ahead and provide the services, and then once they turn 3, they automatically get that transition over into an IEP. That IEP will be with them till 3 years old, until the day they start school. So that way, if the child is still showing those issues by the time they are in kindergarten, they're already covered under a plan, and there's already been a history of the disability or the special needs category of communication already being, you know what I'm saying, documented, and they can just pick up from where they left off. What I find a lot of times is that when children aren't in early intervention and then they start getting services privately when they're about 2 years old, and then you're wanting them to continue to get it in school, it's harder because of RTI. RTI has made it harder for children to automatically get into a special needs program within their school system, because they want the interventions to be done in the classroom first. And I'm not saying any of that isn't good, but I just know that when I first started in the profession, like when I was in 2007, 2008, when I was interning, we were still at that point where if a teacher came down the hall and said, I think, you know, such and such needs speech, all you had to do was get the parents' permission to test the child. You could do the testing, submit the information, and automatically get them in the program after all the appropriate paperwork and the meeting and all that stuff has been held. And then once I officially started working as an SLP in the school system on my own, or in around 2009, 2010, that's when RTI officially, you know, came into play. So that's pretty much what that is going to be. And I'm also coming to tell you guys, I'm so excited because next month, May, is Better Speech and Hearing Month. I'm excited about that. You know, I've been in business now for, this July will actually make 6 years that I've been in business on my own. I'm going on my 2nd year of running my business outside of my home. Also in this 6th year, I've expanded my services to the Americas area, and I'm serving them in the daycare and in the Head Start, but I'm actually also looking for a space here so that I can also have an office to catch the people in this area as well. So a lot of that has happened, and one of my things I've always wanted to do was to do something for Better Speech and Hearing Month. So I want to start a little bit slow because it's just me and I don't want to put a lot of work on myself. So I want you to know, starting in May, every week I'm going to do a video on the different areas of communication or speech and language, which are articulation, language, voice, fluency, pragmatic skills, and oral motor. Please, if you're watching this video, if you know someone who has concerns about their child's speech and language skills, I'm asking you to please submit your questions. You can submit them in the comment section of the video. I'm going to cover an area, and then I'm also going to come back and do a Q&A. If there are any questions that you have, any information that you want to know, a technique that you want to discuss, whatever. Submit whatever questions that you have, and I'm going to do the best that I can to put them and include them in each video. And then I also have some things that I actually want to do for some of my clients that I'm actually serving, but I'm actually going to take you guys along on that journey with me. Today I'm not going to do such a long vlog or anything. I just wanted to come in and say hello to you guys, let you know what was going on. And you know what, I really hope you guys are enjoying seeing another side of me outside of just being a therapist. It is not necessarily my goal to get too personal with you all, because I'm very big on professionalism, and what I want to be known for in the YouTube arena is as being a speech language pathologist and what comes to the table for that. But as a speech therapist, I'm very real in the fact of me being human just like you, or taking what I know as an SLP and now being a mom, or being an aunt, being a daughter, and what that means, and bringing that to the table to be a better healthcare provider. So I hope you guys are appreciating just being able to see a different side of me, you know, outside of therapy, in between sessions, being a wife, being a mom, and all that pertains. Because what I really want is to, you know, be a person that's there for someone who is going to school to become a speech therapist. What all does that entail? You can watch my videos and see the variety of things that I have to do as an SLP, which you may also have to do as well. It can allow you to know what opportunities are out there for you as an SLP. It will give parents that have children that they're taking to speech therapy, and maybe they don't really understand everything that it takes for their child to, you know, walk through the door and be qualified. And then once they get through the door, how do we go about planning those sessions? What goes on in that person's life leading up to the time that they actually have to serve my child? So I'm just trying to give everyone a all the way around look of what it takes to be an SLP, to be a service provider that works with children that have communication disorders. That's all. So I hope you guys are enjoying that. I hope you enjoy your weekend. And like I said, starting Monday, May 1st, please look for the video series that I will be doing for Better Speech and Hearing Month. I'm going to do an introduction video to that, so look for that as well. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll talk with you soon.